Opinion. A difference in thoughts and feelings towards any topic or subject, giving people a reason to tell you why you're stupid and wrong. Most definitely a fact and cannot be wrong. Everyone has an opinion about something. It doesn't matter what it's about. It could be about why you think Sharknado was a good movie, explaining the reason as to why you believe pineapple belongs on pizza, why Cyberpunk 2077 is an overhyped mess. But just because we have a difference in opinion, that doesn't mean that one person is right while the other is wrong, even if people feel the need to explain why someone's opinion is wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and lose all semblance of credibility people ever had for me by talking about some of my garbage-giving opinions. I don't think Devil Trigger is all that good.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, that was fast. Now, before you say,
oh, you just don't like the music from Devil May Cry 5 is all.
that's far from true. I absolutely love Virgil's theme. And Dante's theme is also a banger. Devil Trigger just doesn't hit that G-spot for my ears, you know? I could have almost any other song playing in the background while fighting as Nero, and it'd fit just as well. I did say almost. And just like humor, music taste is subjective. Though I might not have an eargasm for Devil Trigger and won't praise it for being a great song, I will admit that it's at least okay. I enjoyed the first 2 minutes 30 seconds of the song, but everything after that just doesn't interest me. The song at least caught me tapping my feet and headbanging slightly in the beginning, but everything after the 2 minute and 30 second mark just makes my ears go It's like thinking old people doing it to get a D-erection. Now, does me not liking Devil Trigger mean I have shit taste in music? I mean, my friend called me out for that and compared me not liking Devil Trigger to me not liking The Last of Us 2, which is a different can of worms on its own, but this doesn't necessarily mean I have bad taste in music. To slightly redeem myself, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. All of the songs in those games are amazing, but you don't need me to tell you that. Final Fantasy VII Remix music was so good that I actually bought the soundtrack on Amazon. Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 have amazing songs as well. Would my opinion change if I actually played DMC5 and listened to Devil Trigger while ripping Demons a new one? I mean, quite possibly, yes, but...
Wait, you haven't even played DMC5 yet you're ridiculing the song?
Oh, if you think that's bad... We're going the gamer hell tonight, boys. Now, just like DMC5, I've never really played Breath of the Wild entirely. As you can see, I've only played 5 hours. Now, you're probably thinking,
You aren't even qualified to talk about Breath of the Wild.
and I'd agree, but the more I think about it, the things I don't like about Breath of the Wild is just lots of nitpicking. Open world games just aren't that fun or entertaining to me. I have the attention span of a child, and you'd think that'd be a good thing with open world games since there'd be so much to explore and get sidetracked with. And that's the problem. Sidetracking in video games tends to ruin the pacing for me overall. I understand they want you to explore the world and see every nook and cranny that they put in the game, but I sort of like linearity in video games for the most part, which is extremely ironic since I love JRPGs. And I know you can technically just go and fight Ganon right out the gate if you want to, but I believe there's a lot of emphasis on exploring the world, meeting characters, understanding more of the plot, and just being sucked into the game's world. Also, I don't feel like getting my ass handed to me on a silver platter as an under-armored twink with amnesia. Stamina's fucking stupid. This isn't just a Breath of the Wild gripe, this is a gripe for a majority of games. You ran a couple steps, no more stamina, and you can't run. You're swimming to a far-off place and your stamina bar is almost empty. Climbing up a big hill. I hate it. Guardians are fuck. Early stages of the game meeting one, they're kind of just sitting there, menacingly. I haven't gotten far enough in the game where I can actually fight a Guardian where it's just parry the shot, then shoot an arrow. However, I have seen some neat trick shots you can do on Guardians, and it's impressive as hell. Weapon durability is also fucked. Need I say more? Weather mechanics are a thing. Sure, it's neat having to deal with weather mechanics in video games to feel slightly more realistic and all, but if I wanted to die of frostbite, I'd just move back to Michigan. If I wanted to have a heat stroke and die, I'd just move to Texas. The weather mechanic's nice and cool at first until you realize that the only way to survive freezing to death is eating hot peppers just to realize I need to dress appropriately for the weather. What the fuck? Prior to playing Breath of the Wild for 5 hours, I've only played one other Zelda game briefly, which was A Link to the Past, so I really don't have much experience playing Zelda games. But I'd like to say that just because Zelda's name is slapped onto a game, that doesn't mean the game will always be good. Speaking of which, just because a prominent game developer made a game doesn't mean it's going to be innately good. Death Stranding isn't that good of a game just because it was made by Hideo Kojima. Did I play Death Stranding? No. Do I have any intention of playing it? Fuck no. Shit's a glorified walking simulator where you just deliver shit during some weird worldwide crisis. If I wanted to do that, I'd just do that now. But the previous statement I made a few seconds ago isn't just an excuse for me to shit on Death Stranding. That statement is implied for any company or specific game developer or director. Square Enix is by far my favorite gaming company. Even though I have a love-hate relationship with them, they tend to develop and publish some good games. But sometimes they drop the ball. Fuck this game. I don't even need to talk about EA. However, EA is an example of the opposite of my statement. EA is known as a pretty shitty company for a variety of reasons, but they do have some good games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the current Battlefront 2, Titanfall, and I suppose Apex Legends. Though they might not have developed a lot of their games, they at least publish some good ones. Sega used to be known for making good, or in some cases decent Sonic games, but they also have games that just didn't hit the mark. Nowadays, Sonic fans are rightfully skeptical of any new Sonic game given Sega's recent history. Nintendo is in a somewhat similar situation. People claim that Nintendo just doesn't make bad games, but there are probably some questionably bad Nintendo games. I don't really play that many Nintendo games outside of Pokemon, and we all know Game Freak's recent history. So hopefully by now you'll realize that just because someone's opinion on a game is different than yours doesn't mean that they're wrong or you're right. We all have different tastes in games, and some genres of games can be someone's guilty pleasure. I think visual novels are good.
You probably only like the visual novels for the smut.
Yes, smut aside, visual novels tend to be pretty enjoyable to watch, read, play, one of those things, and they can be really relaxing as well if you want to just wind down. Naturally, a lot of visual novels nowadays are more on the anime side, so you'll end up enjoying the characters simply because they have such nice, voluptuous, tantalizing personalities. Yeah. Personalities. Now, don't let these characters with too prominent personalities distract you from the fact that anime visual novels can get really freaky, and not in a good way. Psychological horror. If me and hentai make a good couple, then visual novels and psychological horror are a match made in heaven. Once you see that psychological horror tag out on the game, you're on edge the entire time you're playing, just waiting for shit to get all freaky deaky. But everything seems fine for a while. Nothing weird going on, just you and some anime girls in a literature club. Doki Doki Literature Club is the epitome of psychological horror, ranging from Sayori hanging herself, Yuri stabbing herself, to whatever the fuck this demon hellspawn is, and then Monica. Just Monica. But not all visual novels are meant to make you see the literal face of Satan himself. They aren't always going to be anime-based. There are cases where the art style differs from developer to developer, and the dialogue ranges from anime as fuck all the way to just normal conversations in a coffee shop with a vampire and werewolf. It's semen! Oh, or not. Visual novels are just a nice, relaxing game. Show, book, the thing that I highly recommend people finding one that might suit them. Just be wary of those psychological horrors.